Hey there YouTube, this is Rujuta and welcome to my channel Keep Calm and Read All. Today we're going to talk about The Brothers Karamazov by Fyodor Dostoevsky. Now I've been reading this along with Rinceyreads for her August read-along, and I have to say that I enjoyed reading this so much. Dostoevsky is one of my favorite authors and I love the way he wrote The Crime and Punishment as well as Notes from the Underground. So I was very excited to read The Brothers Karamazov simply because it's one of the few Dostoevsky novels that I haven't read so far, and I couldn't wait to read this basically. Um, Brothers Karamazov is actually the story of three brothers and their father. It's basically, the ideas of family, the idea of crime, the idea of religion, the idea of sensuality. In fact, the idea of Karamazov basically in the novel basically refers to the trait of sensuality. So that kind of a juxtaposition with religion and sensuality was actually very interesting, and I think it's one of Dostoevsky's strongest suits. Now, the basic premise of this book is basically a murder mystery, like who actually killed the Karamazov father, basically, and like one of his sons, Mitya, is actually suspected of killing his father because they basically wanted the same woman. That is the premise, but within that, the lives of the three brothers, Mitya, Ivan, and Alyosha, are basically entwined together, and how like they are described. I mean, the murder itself is like the least of it, which is what I enjoyed. What I enjoyed mostly was the way Dostoevsky basically talked about the various narratives, the life narratives of the father and the three brothers, and that I think is one of the strongest suits of this novel. Now, I don't really want to give you like a spoilery kind of a review, basically talking about like what exactly happened, how was the murder solved, because well, you can find out for yourself. What I really enjoyed was the language, the way Dostoevsky basically combines the idea of realism, combines the idea of real language, language being true to reality, language being true to the cultural context, along with the idea of that lyrical, sort of a lyrical, poetic quality to language. I think he combines that very well in the novel. The other thing that I liked really well was that how he build up the various lives of the characters even later when he is focusing on the young sons basically. Yeah, so that is basically the highlights or the strong suits of this novel. Also, I think the way Dostoevsky talks about religion, that's also very interesting. Religion and socialism, those two were like one of Dostoevsky's favorite causes, and the way he is talked about it in Brothers Karamazov, that again is very interesting. And I think like in the religion aspect, he does get carried away a little bit, like when he is talking about the elder monk, he basically keeps like talking about like the part like where the monk talks about the various points of uh, his various experiences, his wisdom, that I think he gets carried away simply because I felt that okay, I want to get back to like what is happening there. Like there are so many events happening, and suddenly there is this interlude where Dostoevsky talks about his various religious ideals, various religious objectives, which I started enjoying, and then I felt like okay, this is kind of dragging on a little bit. His socialism, like when he is later half of the novel, like right after his son is basically Mitya is basically accused, you have this movement, like he basically brings in characters who are basically talking about these ideals of socialism again. So I think like a little bit like it felt like the narrative had a little bit of break, like Tolstoy does the same thing in his War and Peace and Anna Karenina, where he basically breaks the narrative in order to talk about his views of history, he talks about his views of human dignity. So that is basically something I don't know, like I wish like he had like a little done it like a little less, but other than that, I think like Brothers Karamazov was a very, very strong novel. his ideas of realism, his ideas of the way he depicted his characters, the way he talked about the idea of human dignity, the idea of human emotions. That I think was one of the strong suits. I mean, it's it's when you read novels like this that you realize that classics are classics for a reason, and why Dostoevsky is a classic. So yeah, I would really recommend you to read it. I would really like for you to read it, and let me know what you think about Dostoevsky. Let me know what you think about the brothers Karamazov. So yeah, if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Keep calm and read all. And yeah, that's it for now. See ya.